It's a question that's haunted me for literally minutes.
Where is Blackfriars? Where is Blackfriars?
Where is Blackfriars? Come on, Andrew, that's easy. It's just north of the Thames. It's just right there, Blackfriars. But I'm here south of the river, and apparently this is Blackfriars, next to Ibis Blackfriars, and the Blackfriars wine bar. Although up the road, next to the river, is another Blackfriars railway station. I'm right on the river now, and this is Blackfriars. Now I'm in the middle of the Thames, and I'm in Blackfriars. And this is the main entrance to Blackfriars station, so presumably this is Blackfriars. What about this bit? And what's this place got to do with it? Let's figure this out. So, sensing an adventure coming on, I hopped on the tube, but not before grabbing one of the new and perplexingly designed tube maps.
What does it mean?
And I also spent a lot of the journey wondering whether this dog was cute enough to warrant the priority seat or not. Anyway, the reason I was looking at this is because Tom Cruise, who apparently is still a valid film star, was in the news a few days ago whilst filming for Mission Impossible 6, which is apparently still a valid film franchise, and he was on the news because he was running across the roof of Blackfriars Station. And suddenly it's became really important that I understand what Blackfriars is or was, and that's why I've wasted 2 hours doing this. Anyway, the roof was done up for Boris's Olympics, but the original station dates back to 1886, when it replaced a much smaller version of the same station that had been there for 6 years. And it became the new big city terminus for the London, Chatham and Dover Railway, with through lines going up to sort of Ludgate Hill and beyond, whose logo you can still see on one of the supports for the original, now defunct, Blackfriars Railway Bridge. This new station on the north bank of the Thames replaced the station that was on the south bank, which we now refer to as Blackfriars Bridge Railway Station. Oh, I see. It's all coming together now, isn't it? Like Kevin Spacey's career prospects, there's not much left of Blackfriars Bridge Station nowadays. The main line runs through where it once was, and in one of the arches I found a perfectly respectable furniture shop. And I've just found out, a sexual health centre as well. I mean, that is a very good use for an abandoned railway station. Underneath a nearby road bridge, you might spot this nice illustration showing the relative grandeur of the station, before the area devolved into being a goods yard and then into nothing at all. And then became faceless office buildings. Meanwhile, half a mile down the road, the completely separate South Eastern Railway Company wanted to have a piece of that sweet, sweet Blackfriars action as well, so... This station opened in 1864 and was called Blackfriars because it was the station that was on Blackfriars Road, and it was the road that went to Blackfriars. Seems simple enough. It was too windy in this clip for anyone to hear what I was trying to say, but my hands there are touching the damage that was reportedly done by a V2 rocket bomb during the Second World War, and the joke I was trying to make was that the real damage done is by the Nando's signage which now adorns the station's facade. That's a bit of a travesty. There's also now a cafe inside the old station entrance. The man didn't want to be filmed. That's on him. Anyway, the station shut after 5 years because Waterloo Station had opened just next to it. And this is all you can see of the platforms of what we now call Blackfriars Road Railway Station. That shot just cost me £2.20. Like I say, the demise of this Blackfriars Station was the nearby Waterloo Station. Then they renamed it Waterloo East to avoid confusion with the other Waterloo. Probably a good move. And they are outrageously close. If you look towards the Shard from Waterloo East, you can see roughly where that train is now, where Blackfriars Road is. But let's hop north again, and as Tina Turner once asked, what has St Paul's got to do with it? Now this is where it's a bit of a mystery. You see, what we now know as Blackfriars used to be called St Paul's, and this station, which is called St Paul's, now used to be called Post Office, named after the General Post Office. I'd like to point out there that what I said was that it was named after the General Post Office, and not after the world-famous military commander, General Post Office. And then in 1937 they both changed, so Post Office became St Paul's, and St Paul's became Blackfriars, and no amount of Googling has ever been able to explain to me why. I mean, I could just go to the library and get a book, but then again I could also just not do that. Thankfully, I was also not at St Paul's to take a journey and did not have to get uncomfortably acquainted with someone's armpit. But none of this explains what Blackfriars actually is. So that's why I've come here to Apothecaries Hall. It's the only remnant of a priory which was destroyed in 1666 in the Great Fire, a priory that was built by a group known as the Blackfriars.
Ah, there you go.
Apothecaries Hall was destroyed too in the fire, but they rebuilt this little bit, which is nice because otherwise there wouldn't be anywhere for me to stand and give you this little explanation about what Blackfriars is. And just round the corner is this nice plaque marking it very nicely. So I guess this is Blackfriars. I did have a wander through the proper Blackfriars station, but to be honest I didn't find much of interest. As far as modern style stations go, it ain't no London Bridge. It's got nothing to do with Blackfriars, but I just really love London Bridge. This is lovely, look at it. It's great. And the best bit is definitely this rescued piece of its old facade, detailing some of the destinations you'd get to by first starting at Blackfriars. Inspiring places like Paris or Gravesend. So a road, a bridge, a train station, some monks, a Scientologist, a sexual health clinic. I think the real answer to the question, where is Blackfriars, is that Blackfriars is within all of